Taruga. Kapla.
I'm going to take this opportunity, however, to suggest that we all hail Taruga. Oh, that's all I'm saying.
Forgive me, Doctor. I'm receiving a number of distress calls. I don't doubt it.
Y'all remember to tip your waitresses. Have a mighty fine night.
You come in peace, surrender or be destroyed. Here to make war, we surrender. False first, important things are new people.
When the appointed hour arrives, the Marauders will deactivate their cloaking devices and begin transporting Klingon shock troops directly to the landing zone.
Landing zone? Where? Tell me.
Why not? Your feeble weapons will be useless against us. We will kill all your males and take your females to mate with.
All right. Now the Federation's taking over, whether you like it or not. You people, you've been running this planet like a piecework factory. From now on, it's going to be under one roof. You're going to run it like a business. That's easy. You're going to make a profit.
Look, these 3 words written larger than the rest. With a special pride never written before or since. Tall word, proudly saying, we the people.
Hi, I'm Nicole DeBoer. I played Lieutenant Ezri Dax on DS9, and I welcome you to Bird O' Prey 5 channel. Hail Karoga.
Hello, world. It's Bird O' Prey 5 Kapla, and it's Friday, December 30th, 2022, New Year's Eve. And I woke up particularly angry this morning. And I thought, I woke up and I had a fucking nightmare. I had a nightmare that I actually thought was real. And the problem is that I'm going to tell you about it and you're going to just laugh at it because you're like, there's no fucking way in hell that you actually thought that was a real nightmare. But yes, my brain, I thought it was real. So I'm already fucking annoyed that I can't properly explain to you how fucking scared I was in the nightmare I had because it's fucking absurd. But I was on a plane with Dad O'Prey, who's been dead since 2011. And for whatever reason, I thought he was alive, but it was a good time. We were sitting, even though we had the last row of seats in this particular plane, we had plenty of room. And I thought, oh, okay. And whatever happened, we were going to meet Mom O'Prey and Sis O'Prey. We were flying somewhere and I was all happy. And Dad O'Prey was there. And like, okay, I was calming down. I was like, okay, good. I guess we were starting a vacation or something. And we were, I don't know how far away, but we were flying. I believe it was into New York City. And I even thought to myself, oh, all those dreams I have where the plane crashes, at least this is okay, where everything's going fine. Mind you, on top of all this, I'm having this dream in cartoon animation. I don't realize that it's cartoon. I mean, it's cartoon animation in my brain, but it doesn't occur to me that it can't fucking be real because I'm a fucking animated 2D cartoon character. But regardless, like I said, don't fucking worry about it. I think it's real. That's all that matters. So we're flying. I look out the window and you see a beautiful blue sky day and a city underneath. And you're like, You're relaxing. You're letting your guard down. And just fucking then, what I can only describe as like two fucking advanced drones start attacking the fucking plane, like the wing. And then a plane, a fighter plane comes by and the drones shoot it down. And then the plane is shaking, the wing is on fire, and we're like, holy shit, what the fuck is going on? And all like oh my God, we're really gonna fucking die now. I shouldn't, stupid me for relaxing. Now we're going to die. I guess, I was like, I just hope I'm one of the people who die before we hit the ground, because I knew a guy who was a lawyer who specialized in plane death lawsuits. And he was like, you wouldn't believe how many people survive plane crashes only to die on impact. And boy, does that make the settlement all that much more high. I mean, there are people whose lives, their degrees, they specialize in the field of law of people who die when they hit the fucking ground in plane crashes. That alone should annoy you. But this is real, okay? This is real. So I hope I'm not one of the poor schmucks now who die on impact. Maybe the flames or the thing will just explode. I don't know what. Anyway, as we're struggling to maintain altitude, I was like, that is a fucking ridiculous drone, though. I was kind of confused. Like, what the fuck drone? I was like, what, are we being attacked by another nation? Anyway, it turns out the fucking drone was from a UFO. And the aliens come. And I'm looking at the sky, and there's not one UFO. It's like the entire sky is filled with the UFOs. They're round spaceships. And I'm like, holy shit, this is it. This is the fucking aliens. The aliens are taking over. We're at war with the aliens, and I'm going to die in the first seconds. I'm not even going to see what the fucking aliens look like. I was so fucking annoyed. I was like, they're finally fucking here. The aliens are here, and I'm going to fucking die. They might not even know that they fucking hit a plane. This might not even be on purpose. I was like, and then the fighter jets, those were ours. Did they just shoot us down? I don't know. I was so fucking even more pissed. Then time fucking stops. Well, we stopped moving. And I was like, holy shit, did we crash into a fucking UFO? Are we sticking out of the side of a UFO right now? Because that's what it felt like. And then this is what I'm particularly not proud of. Then this little kid comes running up the aisle of the plane and ducks and hides behind me. And then I these people who I can tell are aliens, but they don't look like aliens. But in my dream, I know they're either fucking robots or hybrids or something. I could tell that they were not on Team Human. And they're coming up and they're like, where's the kid? Where's the kid? And I was going to give up the kid. I was like, you know what? They're clearly more advanced than us. If they want to kill us, they're going to kill us. Maybe, I don't know, I get whatever this kid has for whatever reason. Clearly, it's not going to fucking save us. So I was going to just give up the kid and take my chances with the good graces of our alien overlords. But then the crew of the plane, like the flight attendants, they all come rushing back, and they're like, oh no, she's not back here. She's not back here. I didn't yell, oh yeah, she's right here, or he. It was a pretty androgynous child. I actually couldn't tell if it was a he or a she kid, but it doesn't matter. Point was, I was going to give him up. Okay, I was gonna give them up if it came to it, but it didn't. Anyway, the aliens were kind of pissed off. I was like, this has to be a dream. This has to be a dream. And I kept trying to wake myself up, and I couldn't wake up. And I was becoming 100% more certain that I was like, holy shit, this isn't a dream. I certainly would have woken up by now. Every trick in the book I've ever used to wake myself up from a dream, nothing worked. Nothing worked. I was 100% certain, 110% certain this shit was really happening until I woke up. And I was like, oh my God. I mean, in one respect, I was happy to have seen Dado pray. Another, I was more upset at me for not realizing it was a dream, or even I did realize it had to be a dream, but then that the fucking dream didn't stop. That upset me. Then I realized, oh my God, I was going to give up. I don't know. This kid was like the one key to human salvation or something. And I was going to give him up to the alien overlords. I probably should have thought harder about that. But in your dream, you just do what, it's like a test, I think. A lot of times I think your dreams are testing me. Like, what would I really do in that situation? And I guess if the aliens do come, I'm going to fucking obey the aliens, because let's face it, if they could get here, they're probably more capable than our Earth leaders. And then I was just in a fucking bad mood. I was just in a bad mood. I wake up. It's still too early to really get up, but it's also too late to go back to sleep. And for those who don't know, I have a ventilator, which is like a CPAP machine, but more complicated. I have fucking hoses and shit, a mask around my face, and I turn it all back on. The oxygen, I put it on. And there's a video from Wendover fucking Productions. Now, Wendover Productions is a channel I've always liked, but I know I have vastly different political beliefs than the guy who runs the channel. Sam from Wendover Productions, he's a fucking millennial. He don't get me wrong, he's a smart kid. He's probably like 30 fucking something years old now. To me, he's still a kid. He's a smart guy, but he's a victim of public schooling, I would say. He has completely the wrong opposite political beliefs. I think in another 10 or 15 or 20 years, he'll eventually come to the realization that he's been on the wrong side of history. But for right now, he still is. But he did a video, and it was titled, and I have it queued, because we're going to go through some of the things in the video. But it's and I know people are chatting, and I'm sorry, but I'll get to that eventually. No, not invite. Present, fucking present, share screen, Chrome tab. And this just went out, I think, this morning or yesterday, 20 hours ago. So Wendover end of year special. Did I do the audio? Son of a bitch. You got to try it again. Present, share screen, Chrome tab. Yeah, the tab is shared for audio. End of year special. 22 problems solved in 2022. So I thought, oh, look, good fucking news. This is exactly what I need. I'm going to go back to sleep. I'm going to let this play, and I'm going to be a good news fucking video instead of because I get anxiety. I get anxiety when I watch all these videos that are bad news. It really hurts me. And I got to stop sometimes. So I was like, this is a good news video. This is exactly what I need. And so I put it on and I thought I'd go back to sleep listening to good news. And of course, what do I get? Of the 22 problems solved, he calls solved in 2022, I think easily 20 of them are bigger problems. Okay. He's fucking completely wrong.
Let's start beyond problems before they materialized. We'd be proactive.
2.5 minutes of getting to here before we even get to the first problem that he calls solved. He calls solved. Okay. And the first one is honestly the one I can get behind the most, though it's hardly solved.
Well, this isn't a perfect world. Essentially, a 600-kilogram spacecraft, roughly, Dimorphos wasn't actually headed towards Earth.
It was just with the rocket, and he's like, "Oh, it's solved. If a meteor is ever found to be making a beeline to Earth, now NASA has a way to deflect it." No, wrong. Okay, if it was making a beeline to Earth, meaning it was headed straight to Earth quickly, we can't stop it. Okay, this mission took years to plan, and yes, it went well, and they hit it a little bit off course. But the whole point is you need years. You need to have years of advance notice. Okay, if an asteroid is like, oh shit, it's a year away. Even if it was a year away, nothing they did here could fucking help us. Okay, the asteroid would be too close. It would take us too long to fucking even launch a rocket. God forbid the thing was a month away or a week away. We just kiss our asses goodbye. Even a year away, we'd be basically fucked. There's nothing they can do about it. So it's hardly solved. Now, yeah, NASA doesn't get a lot of wins. So I will granted, give this DART mission the fucking win. Okay, fine. I'm not going to argue
planetary
too
defense
much
strategy
for it. Good.
In existential news of the terrestrial variety, the United States agreed to join the Kigali Amendment this year as part of the federal government's efforts to phase out the most problematic carbon substances.
Kigali Amendment. The U.S. joins the Kigali Amendment, and he puts this down as something solved in 2022. I had no idea what the fuck the Kigali Amendment was, but the very fact that the U.S. joined it after decades not being on it, I realized it was a fucking problem. Then when he explains it, it turns out that the Kigali Amendment bans
destroying Earth's ozone
HFCs. Global.
Problem was, manufacturers replaced CFCs with hydrofluorocarbons or ozone.
That was CFCs.
Known as chlorofluorocarbons or CFCs, which started destroying
the ozone layer, and we banned it. The whole world pretty much banned it, and the ozone layer got better. And yay, now that was solved a long time ago. But now the stuff that they replaced the CFCs with are called HFCs. And now, of course, even though HFCs don't break down the ozone layer, they cause global warming. So now the HFCs are the bad things. So now we're going to ban HFCs. Okay, not yet, but by 2050 or something. And he's like, oh, this is a great thing. This is solved. Wrong, bitch. It's not solved.
The problem was
because we need
the ozone hole
something.
did get smaller. HFCs have a far worse greenhouse trap heat, and methane has a warming potential of 34.
And we don't have
HFCs
anything
have warming
yet.
potentials ranging from 1,370
I don't
to
give a shit if it's causing
4,180,
global
which makes
warming.
them way worse for
We
climate change.
need these things to run air conditioning. We need these things to run smoke, fire extinguishers. Okay, you need these things for products we really desperately need. So it's not solved until we have a good replacement, a replacement at least as good as what we're getting rid of. And I guarantee you, we don't have that. So how do you say that's
So
solved?
the Kigali Amendment manufacturers in the U.S. and most of the rest of the world won't be able to use these compounds at all by 2050.
Well, what's going to happen when we don't fucking have fire extinguishers? How is that going to affect global warming? He doesn't give a shit. He doesn't give a shit. Then he goes on
are in.
to say,
in an age of massive biodiversity
that,
loss, it turns out that some animal species are making dramatic
some animals are
recoveries.
making a
Across
comeback.
Europe, over 50 species are returning in record numbers after reintroduction to expanded habitats, despite having been thought to be extinct in the 1920s.
The European bison, thought to be extinct in the 1920s, has made a comeback, and they're bringing it over to the United Kingdom, and good. Okay, that I'm happy. I'll grant you that. We had nearly extinct species coming back. Is it going to change the fucking world? No. Nobody's going to give a shit. If anything, it's going to cause more problems with humans, but whatever. Biodiversity. I'm not going to
now the United
I'm not
Kingdom.
going to get angry about bringing
where it
back
can help reduce flood risk, doesn't cancel out the
animals.
global resilient ecosystem.
But it's not going to solve any
life
problems
thrive
for humans.
is the vaccine.
Okay.
Another scientific advancement that helps life thrive.
He's calling the next thing solved in 2022 is the vaccine. Not a specific vaccine, mind you, just the vaccine. What world does he live in?
In 2021, the first ever vaccine was approved by the World Health Organization.
What world does he live in? He mentions
this year, researchers doubled down on the progress with a huge
vaccines.
Malaria is its sixth leading cause of death in low.
Okay, it's good to have a vaccine for malaria if you can get people to take it, if it's safe, if you can get people to take it. Of course, the malaria vaccine has taken 20 fucking years to make, and I have to, if malaria is such a major issue, why has it taken so long to make a malaria vaccine? And yet, you know what I'm asking. It just makes me more hesitant at what people have to say about fucking vaccines. And I'm not a fucking anti-vaxxer by any means. Okay? I am not an anti-vaxxer. I love vaccines. I had the vaccines for measles, mumps, rubella, all the fucking vaccines you get as a kid. Never had any fucking problems. The flu vaccine, I was on and off. I'm not really sure it does much, but I used to take it without question when I was working for a guy, for Mr. Frank, because he was 85 years old and bad health, and he wouldn't let people near him if they didn't have the vaccine. He, in fact, bought the vaccine and had his own nurses give people the vaccine so that he knew that the people coming in contact with him didn't have the flu, or at least were less likely to have the flu. So I did that for many years. And then after he died and I took it once, then I got sick, and then I stopped taking it for a long time until I ended up more sick than he was. And then I started taking it again. And so even if it's only a little bit of protection, I still think people should probably get it. And I know everybody's got the story of the time they took the flu vaccine and it made them sick. I have the story too, but I still take it. So I'm not an anti-vaxxer, but it's just in 2022, no, we have no vaccines, have not solved anything. They've caused more strife, more problems, more disagreement. And it's basically showed that there's nobody you can listen to that doesn't have a fucking agenda. There's nobody listening. And there's no science sources I used to trust. You can't trust anymore. Everybody's shown to have a fucking agenda, and it just can't be trusted. So a malaria vaccine, which granted isn't fully approved yet and might not be approved next year either. How is this a solution? I don't know.
Income countries, mostly found in
Africa. He also says that there's
80% of these deaths
vaccine for Lyme disease.
It's an exceptionally large problem for Africans,
That
especially.
one kind of got me. He's like, you could get a vaccine for Lyme disease for your dog in the 1990s, but the human vaccine got pushed back because there was a small chance of autoimmune disease. So I guess it's worth it if your dog gets an autoimmune disease, it's worth the risk. But if you as a human, it's not worth the risk for having the vaccine. Why bring up vaccines at all? Vaccines did not solve the problem in 2022. If anything, vaccines were the cause of more problems in 2022. And I hope the day comes when we can go back to vaccines and we can trust somebody and we can look at real science and say, yes, absolutely proved that vaccine for what this or that is safe. And, we did 5, 10, 20 years of testing and it's good, go for it. I really hope it happens, but this was such a volatile issue. Why he even fucking brought it up, I have no idea.
Reduce tourism and tax the parasite early in its
the malaria
parasites
is
and the hepatitis B virus.
To
That's
poor
the key
areas.
By using more of
that's another reason.
Symptoms.
Also,
but this is less a medication
millions
mistrust of
people
experts, and Western Europe is
that are
hospitable for
dying
Lyme-toting ticks.
from
And because of
malaria,
vaccine hesitancy in the 1990s.
Don't get me wrong, I don't want people to die, but on the same hand, where these people are dying are countries that don't have money for food or jobs or whatever. These countries are already super poor. So you're going to just have more people starving. I mean, where's the solution for that? Well, that's not here. That's not here. It's just anyway. Fucking, what do we got next? Still Lyme disease. Oh, this one angered me.
This year with the landmark labor agreement.
I started seeing stars. Guess what he says is a problem solved in 2022.
6 years in the making. In 2016, the U.S. Women's National Soccer
The Women's National Soccer League wage disparity. Yeah, the Women's Soccer League wage disparity. A fucking thing that was proven that was never a disparity to begin with. The women make more money per capita than the guys do. The women chose the contract they chose and then got angry that they didn't make the money that the men do. But the problem is women's soccer doesn't make the money men's soccer does. Why should women get paid for people watching men's soccer games? He says this has been solved. And the stupid fucking people in charge, they fucking did it anyway. The men, because they didn't want to fucking get hashtag canceled, the men what's that word? Conceded. They conceded. They're giving their fucking money. The money that they bring in, they're just giving it to the women's soccer players because that's fucking fair now. Equity. So it doesn't matter that the women's soccer doesn't bring in any money. They're going to get paid just like the guys do. It's fucking bullshit. It's not a solved problem. It's a bigger problem, and it fucking annoys me. Okay, don't get me wrong, women's soccer should be making money, and one day it might. Okay, if the women especially if they keep winning, maybe it will get up there. I would rather watch a bunch of women on the soccer field than the guys. I don't watch any soccer, but if I was going to watch soccer, I'd probably watch women's soccer over male soccer because, frankly, I like what I'm looking at better. Okay? The day will come, perhaps, women's soccer does better than men's soccer if they allow it to evolve naturally. But that's the contract they chose. They chose a contract where they're guaranteed to make an amount of money regardless of how much they play or how much they win, whereas the men's teams chose to make their money based on the amount they win. And granted, also the cake of the the amount of money that the entire sport brings in. So if men's soccer brings in $2 billion a year and women's soccer brings in 500 million a year, why should women make the exact same amount as men's make? Or even they were saying that the women should be making more than the men because the women win more than the men. Well, the women win against women more. Okay? If the men played the women wouldn't win at all. It sounds sexist, but it's true. What the fuck? Oh, okay. The next thing. He's pissed. He's pissed that Republicans voted against expanding free school breakfast for everybody. Right now, by law, federal law, we already have free school breakfast for people who need it. Okay? If you're poor, you can get free breakfast at school. But for a short time during COVID, we put in money to expand it to free breakfast for anyone at school, whether you're poor or not. And so people started using it more. And now he wants us to keep funding it because it took the stigma away. So there were supposedly children who were starving, who weren't getting free breakfast at school because they didn't want to be stigmatized. So they were hungry, but not hungry enough to not be stigmatized by taking the so-called free school breakfast. And the way to fix that was to make it free for everybody. So now you don't have to be poor to get free breakfast at school. And I get the logic, but we already have a plan to feed the hungry people. What are we supposed to do? I mean, how do you force everybody to eat shitty school breakfast? I mean, that's how you get away with the stigma. What's the natural progression? Well, everybody gets free school lunch too. Well, sure, we take away the stigma of eating the school lunch. Well, now what if the rich people, they don't want to eat the school lunch? They get fucking fancy food sent from home. Well, then now what? Well, now we got to stop everybody from being able to bring food from home so everybody eats the same lunch. So there's no fucking stigma. Do you get it? The point is, there's always going to be a fucking stigma. If you're poor, there's the stigma. It doesn't matter whether you're eating different food or wearing different clothes or have a different backpack. You're going to stick out if you're poor because you're not going to have something. The only way you're going to make it equal is to force everyone to eat the same food, wear the same clothes, read the same book reports, do everything exactly the fucking same. That's not education. That's indoctrination. That's the definition. And Sam is a fucking smart guy. I know he is, but he's not fucking thinking. He would realize you can't fucking solve this problem. We already solved the problem. We already have a fucking plan to feed our poor people. It's not our fault that it's not, I don't want to be poor either. Okay? There was a time in my life I was pretty poor. There was a time in my life I wasn't. There was a time in my life I was very, very well-to-do. And of course, being well-to-do is better than being poor. But you can't fucking solve being poor unless you make everybody poor. And that's basically what they're trying to do. And fucking Sam doesn't see it. That's the long-term solution, is make everybody poor and then everybody's equal. Of course, except people in the government.
Excuse me.
Yes, Mama Pray.
Will that make me taller?
No, it's not going to make you taller, Mama Pray. No, well, you'll be equal on paper. Unfortunately, you won't be able to reach all the papers because you're shorter, maybe the government will hire for you a tall assistant.
Oh.
The next thing, the next major problem Sam says is solved is Europe standardizing the charging port. Europe has said that if you're going to have an electronic device, the charger must be a USB-C charging port. So if you have, so basically this is forcing Apple to change from using their proprietary Lightning charging port to a USB-C. And granted, this is good for most people, I agree. But what if I really make a better thing than USB-C? Why can I not take advantage of my own better tech? You're saying I have to use somebody else's technology in my device that I create and put for sale. I'm not forcing anybody to buy my phone. Nobody's forced to buy an iPhone. They choose to buy an iPhone. If they want to fucking buy a phone that uses a proprietary port, who the fuck are you to tell them otherwise? This makes no goddamn sense. Like, what the fuck is the point of freedom? There's no freedom here. This is a fucking slippery slope beyond. There's no fucking slope. It's just a fucking cliff. If the government can force you to use a fucking charging port, what the fuck else can they force you to use? An operating system? Why not? It doesn't make any fucking sense. And he's hailing this as a great improvement. Fuck you. You don't see where this is going to come back and bite people in the ass? USB-C is good now, but in 2 years, who knows? Fucking USB-C. Oh, he said, oh, because USB-C is faster than Lightning. Who the fuck cares? Things are always improving. Next, EVs. And this isn't even a fucking, this is just, they're just hoping. They're hoping this is true. He's like that in 2022, the market share of EVs is about to hit 2.5% of the market or something. And they believe that that's an inflection point. And after that point, the amount of EVs is supposed to get really rise really quickly. It's a theory. Now, if it's a fad, it goes up and it goes down. Now, they're just assuming it's not a fad and that it will keep climbing. But in this fucking video where he bitches about equity, he then comes by and 11 minutes in, now he's promoting the use of EVs. Well, guess what? EVs are far more expensive than combustion engines. And you have to make a lot more money to get an EV than you do to get a comparable combustion engine car. So what's this going to do? Lead to more inequity. You keep raising the price of shit. Only the richest people are going to be able to afford EVs. And combustion cars are going to be banned. So the day is going to come when you're going to be too fucking poor to afford a car. And they're already doing it. They're already doing it. We had to give up our car. Mama Pray doesn't have a car anymore. Not because of the cost of the car, because of the cost of insurance and all the other fucking shit that the fucking communist state of New York requires. I mean, don't fucking bitch to me about inequity and then also in the same video support the fact that you're going to increase the cost of a fucking car by 100% and call that a win. What the fuck is this?
Amount of greenhouse gases they release into the
This
atmosphere.
particular
The
one,
Interior released.
I didn't have a big problem with, except for the fact that he treats it as this big giant win. Well, while it's not a win, it's us licking our wounds, properly capping old oil wells that are leaking methane into the environment, which, yeah, okay, good. We should probably do that. Of course, we're getting fleeced. We're at the cost of $33,000 a well to seal off. I doubt it really cost that, but the government, being what it was, they gave it to a bidder or whatever. So we're going to get fleeced with capping old wells. Fine. We'll stop a little methane from getting into the air. Okay. This next one, Canada solved. Okay. So doctors in Canada can now write a prescription to give you days in a national park, because the science says that people do better if they're in nature. So you can now get a prescription for a national park pass so that you can get, I believe, up to 2 hours a day or something in nature. Okay, so the entire fucking country is paying for you to be able to go to a national park, for you to enjoy nature on the basis that you being in nature lowers your anxiety and makes you feel better and makes you a more productive person.
Excuse me.
Yes, Mama Frey.
I'm moving your bed outside.
Mama Frey says she's moving my bed outside to nature so I can be a more productive person. I don't disagree and lower my anxiety. I don't disagree that going out into nature and hiking and walking and that stuff, looking at the beautiful trees and the mountains and whatever you have to look at, yeah, of course it lowers anxiety. It makes you feel better if you're the type of person who enjoys nature. Not everybody does, mind you, but if you're the type of person who can do that, I get it. But why should, again, everybody have to pay for this? And if you're saying, well, why shouldn't we pay for it? Well, because the science says, yeah, it lowers your anxiety. Well, okay, fine. You know what else lowers your anxiety? You know what else helps your confidence? You know what else makes you a more productive person? Sex. Oh, yeah. Yeah. People who have regular sex have less anxiety. They're more productive. They have a hell of a lot more confidence. They're better people all around. So, can a doctor write me a prescription for sex? And not granted, it better not be with an ugly chick, because I'm not going to be happy with that. I need a prescription for sex with a hot chick. I'm completely serious, because if writing a prescription to go into nature is the government's responsibility for Canadians, well, where's their responsibility for me? That this would lower my anxiety. This would make me feel better. This would make me more productive. This would help my confidence. So why can't I get that as a prescription, doctor? Oh, that's not the government's business? That's something you as a person have to make do on your own? Why? Why is it that you can intervene and send somebody to the mountains who might be perfectly capable of getting to mountains on their own, or perfectly capable of finding somebody to have sex with, but you can't help me? I could get to the mountains if I really needed to. It wouldn't be easy, but I could do it. What I can't do is to find a hot chick to have sex with me. Okay? Just can't do it. So I need a prescription. will they write me that prescription? And I'm going to guess we all know the answer. No, I'm not getting my sex prescription. But fine. Everybody else, they can get a prescription for seeing fucking mountains and shit. Okay, this one I give him less suicides, particularly, well, not less suicides. Suicides up. Less veteran suicides by some metric, which I find hard to believe, but if it's true, good. Obviously, nobody wants people killing themselves, especially not veterans. Active duty suicide rates. Okay, that's what's down. HIV vaccine solved in 2022. Okay, granted, not solved because it's at best it's in testing. They're testing it with a few thousand people. But the other thing, of course, it's a disease 100% preventable. So a vaccine for 100% preventable disease. That tainted blood hasn't existed. Thankfully, we test all blood. They're probably going to stop testing it because they're going to be inequity or something. But we've tested blood. The last nobody alive today that I could find. I searched this. Nobody alive today I could find got HIV from tainted blood through the United States. Maybe in third world countries, but in the United States, the last time that happened was like the late 80s or something. Okay, next thing he was going on about was about how art museums were allowed to sell off works of art to fund themselves during the pandemic. And now they're still allowed to sell off works of art. But the rules for art museums changed so that they can only use the money to save other paintings. It's a whole lot of bullshit. I don't give a fuck about art museums. Of all the museums in the world, art museums come in last fucking place. Because guess what? Anything is art. Anything is art. I don't give a fuck. Okay? If you need a fucking art museum, I just don't care. The type of art that ends up in an art museum, worthless. Worthless. Okay? Real art goes to real museums, like the Louvre. Okay? Fucking AI could produce this shit. I don't even know what the fuck it is, but I've seen in the last 3 days, AI could produce this type of shit. Nothing makes this fancy except that the fact that people decided the person who painted it should be worth millions of dollars. Battery swap technology is a big nothing burger. Okay, I did find out that those little 2-stroke scooters that are popular all over Asia, according to Sam, because they're little engines, they have worse emissions than modern cars and trucks. So the little 2-stroke shitty engine on these little $2,000 scooters that are all over Asia, he says, produced 7 times the emissions as a current combustion engine Jeep. A Jeep, which is not the most cleanest of all combustion engine cars and trucks, mind you. I love Jeeps. 7 times for one shitty $2,000 combustion scooter. Which again, why are we trying to get rid of combustion cars and trucks when these fucking little things are 7 times more polluting? 7 times more polluting than a single Jeep. The problem isn't with the cars and the trucks we make today. The problem is with these little fucking things. And you know what else uses the fucking 2-stroke blower? Leaf blowers. Leaf blowers. A fucking leaf blower, far more polluting than a Jeep or a Ford or anything. If you bought a Ford truck, an F-150, in the last 10 years, you had a 10-year-old Ford F-150, and you drove it 2,000 miles across this fucking country, you probably put less pollution into the air than my fucking old gardener did in any given day. He uses that fucking leaf blower. It's on for 8 hours. I guarantee you he put out more pollution in those 8 hours using a leaf blower than you would driving a Ford F-150 across this fucking country. It is night and day fucking difference. Modern engines, modern the catalytic converters, modern cars and trucks barely put out any fucking pollution. Granted, you can't fucking breathe it. You can't sit in your garage and keep the engine running. You die. But you would die quicker with a leaf blower. You would die a hell of a lot quicker with a leaf blower on than with your modern vehicle. What was this? What the fuck was this? Oh, fucking Ethereum. So he talks about how Ethereum, which is like Bitcoin, it's the second most popular cryptocurrency, that they changed their way their network worked, so that the way you guarantee Ethereum changes hands is no longer by mining it, but by staking your own Ethereum against it. So if it ever didn't work, you would lose a minuscule amount. The point being, this change to the Ethereum usage reduced their electrical energy use by 99%. And that the total electric demand of the entire world was reduced, noticeably reduced, because of this one change to Ethereum. And Ethereum isn't the biggest, it's the second biggest cryptocurrency. If they made a similar change to Bitcoin, the world usage of electricity would even more noticeably drop. Okay, you know what this tells me? Outlaw fucking cryptocurrency. It is ridiculous. We're using, for people who are complaining about the CO2 emissions, then just fucking outlaw cryptocurrency. Okay? The only thing cryptocurrency is good for is fucking terrorism and criminal activity. There's very little legitimate fucking transactions going on with crypto. We all know this. We all know this. Just fucking ban it. You're saying, well, you can't ban it. Guess what? Yes, you can, because New York regulated it and other states. And you know what happened when New York said, we're going to regulate Bitcoin? You couldn't buy Bitcoin in New York. Why is that? Because the companies were afraid. Companies were afraid to sell Bitcoin in New York. There was nothing on the internet that would have prevented them, except they were afraid of the legal repercussions. So if they're afraid of fucking New York State, they would be more afraid of the U.S. government. So if the U.S. government just said, guess what? If you're a U.S. citizen, you can't buy, own, or trade cryptocurrency. You wouldn't be able to buy it. The fucking price of cryptocurrency would tank, and it would all go over, and we'd have we'd have a lot less electricity being used. literally a serious percentage of all electricity currently produced on Earth is there to support Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies. The amount of power needed to keep the fucking blockchain running is getting more and more powerful, bigger every fucking day. Okay? If all the fucking Bitcoins and cryptocurrencies went away, we would probably have enough electricity so that California didn't have to fucking have blackouts all the fucking time. Speaking of which, and I don't know if I got to it yet, another thing that he was happy over was the fact that they were taking away 3 dams on a river in California. Okay, and he was like, this is a great thing. He's like, now granted, yes, they were providing hydrogen, they were providing hydropower, you know, the dams were producing electricity. He's like, but in recent years, the electricity really wasn't needed because of new wind farms in the area. Well, wind farms are not able to produce constant electricity like dams are. Okay, dams are the best type of renewable green electric because you can turn them on and turn them off in a moment's notice. You just have to fucking turn a knob or valve, and the water stops going through one tube and it goes out another, and you can power down or power up the generators. And that's what electricity needs, because you have to be creating exactly as much power as the grid is using. And you can't start and stop a wind turbine on a dime like you can a hydrogen powered, not hydrogen powered, hydro powered plant, a dam. You just can't do it. And then, of course, what about the days when there's no fucking wind? Oh, well, shit. You tore down the dam. You don't have the backup electricity. There's no fucking wind. So now you're pulling electricity from other places on the grid. And now people like fucking me are getting notices from their fucking electric companies. Like, you need to lower your electric usage because fucking Sam from Wendover got fucking a bunch of people together and had them tear down the goddamn dams that were producing electricity, clean electricity, and now they don't. And he says, guess what? He's like, well, this is great because of the fucking salmon. So the salmon can return. Hey, numbnuts. If the salmon haven't fucking bred up there for generations, why the fuck would they return? Salmon go to where they were born. If they weren't born 3 miles upstream, why would they go 3 miles upstream? Oh, unless you're going to move a fucking eggs upstream so that they're born up there, you're probably going to kill half the salmon in the meantime. And then guess what? What's going to be the next problem once you break down the dams? I guarantee you in 5 years, you're going to be complaining there's not enough fucking water. The water level's going to drop, numbnuts. We're already seeing this in fucking Lake Mead. If the dam wasn't there, there wouldn't be a lake. There would barely be a river. There probably wouldn't even be a river. There would be no fucking water. So if you take these dams away, the water level upstream is going to drop dramatically. You can't fucking have salmon if there's no water. The climate is changing. The climate's changing. I agree. And I don't agree why it's changing, probably, but I agree it's changing. So the rivers in California, they're probably getting less and less. So you don't need these dams to prevent flooding anymore. Hint, which means you're not going to have as much water. There's not going to be enough water for the salmon to lay eggs in 3, 4, 5 years. This is still the cryptocurrency. Oh, this fucking. Guess what we solved in 2022? Fucking fake baseball memorabilia. Yes. He said that the
issue that you didn't know was an issue. Collecting things from baseball games, bats, balls, bases.
Somebody estimated at one point like 90% of baseball memorabilia is fake. And you know what? It very well might be true. But they quote unquote solved the issue by hiring somebody to be at every baseball game. So every time a ball is used or played or whatever, or any, you know, a jersey is worn, a hat is tossed, there's somebody there from the baseball commission, and they have these fucking holographic stickers that also have a barcode and a microchip in them, and they're all tied to an official database. So in 5 years, if you buy a baseball that was used at a baseball game, they can scan the barcode, check in the database, and make sure it's real. And great, you solved the fucking problem. Who the fuck cares? Who really gives it? Baseball is dying. Baseball is dying. Okay, DS9 predicted it, but guess what? It's not even going to last as long as they did in Deep Space Nine. It's going to die before that. What you're spending millions of dollars to prove shit is real when nobody's going to give a shit about baseball. It's already fucking dead. Who the fuck cares? 20 years from now, 40 years from now, 100 years from now, do you think anybody's going to give a shit about Mark McGwire? No. Nobody gives a shit. Nobody gives a shit now. And who the fuck wants a fucking hologram QR code on their fucking game used baseball? I don't. I don't want a fucking QR code on my fucking baseball. I want it to look like it did when it was fucking used. Dirt, mud, not a fucking sticker affixed by some schmuck from the baseball commissioner's office. And who's to say he's not just fucking sticking that shit on baseballs in a fucking bag he keeps? There's nobody who's overlooking that. Obviously, anybody, and it could be hacked. The database could be hacked. There's so many ways to get around this. And it's like, oh, no, it's solved. Problem solved. Fuck you. Problem solved. What the fuck is this?
And of a 20-year-long battle to demolish 4 dams on the lower Klamath River.
Dam. 4 dams, excuse me. Not 3 dams, 4 dams. This is the dam they're going to take down. Yeah, look at all that water. Guess where it's going to go? Out to the fucking ocean. Out to the fucking ocean. So you know what? Yeah, sea levels are going to rise. Yeah, how much of it's because you fucking tore down the dam? And they make fucking things for salmon now. You can put a fucking thing, the salmon can go up and get around dams. It fucking exists. And all these fucking salmon eggs, they're going to fucking hand move upriver. God knows how many millions of salmon are going to fucking die. And then there's going to be too fucking many salmon. And then they're going to have to fucking solve that problem. Okay, just leave it fucking be. Just leave it fucking be. What is that?
And news organizations. 2 of the biggest opportunity markets for...
Okay, so Intel made a technology that supposedly, with 96% accuracy, can detect a deep fake video.
Technology like this.
What happens when they say a video I put up is a deep fake, even though I know it's real because it's my own fucking video? Well, there's nothing. There's no. I guess I have to I have to try to message Twitter and say, this isn't a deep fake. And they're going to say, sorry, your appeal failed because Intel says it is. Well, fuck you. I made the video. Nope, sorry. Intel's never wrong, only 4% of the time. What the fuck is this?
That was until this year, when the long process of developing a cost-effective solution.
Okay. So apparently there's these chemicals called PFAs that they've been bitching about for decades because they're stuff that can never be broken down. And they were like, this is the worst thing that's happening. It's gonna pollute our water. It's gonna pollute everything. We've got to stop making PFAs, blah, 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 blah. And guess what? Some woman found a quick way to break down the PFAs. Yeah, it's a pretty cheap solution of chemicals that are fairly safe. And you just got to mix them together. And voila, the stuff that 5 years ago we were told would never, ever, ever break down, and we have to destroy our economy by getting rid of, oh, it had a simple solution. And we can make all the water that was polluted with this chemical safe to drink for like a few $1,000s. So this really did solve a problem. But does he realize in his mind that, hey, maybe we don't have to go batshit crazy every fucking time there's something that's a little bit polluted? Maybe in time we'll be able to find a cheap way, a quick fix. No. In the same video where he proves that we have a way to solve problems, he also goes off about how we've got to stop using HFAs or else it's going to destroy the world. Meanwhile, that's the exact same argument they used about PFAs. And all of a sudden now, PFAs are no fucking big deal. Which I'm happy about. But, Jesus fucking Christ. Oh, shit.
Single glaring exception in the 13th.
Now he's up about how the 13th Amendment, the one that outlaws slavery, had a loophole that it didn't outlaw slavery if you were convicted of a crime. So prisons, that so-called prisons, force people, prisons forced convicted criminals to work in the prison, keeping the prison clean, right? If you're being forced to sweep up the prison, if the prison guard gives you a mop and a bucket or a broom and says, sweep this floor, prisoner, sweep up the lunchroom, this is your job, and you're not being paid for it, you're a slave. And that needed protection. You're a fucking slave because you're in prison, which is paying for your food, your board, your medical expenses. You're getting all this shit paid for. Your education. You're going to have fucking library time. You're going to have a gym fucking second to none. You're going to get outdoor time on the fucking basketball court. Who pays for those basketballs? Maybe they just come with the fucking prison. I don't know. But you asked to fucking sweep up the fucking lunchroom and you're a fucking slave. And so we needed to fucking fix this loophole. And while the federal government didn't fix it, a bunch of states took it upon themselves to put it in the constitution of their states that even convicted criminals can't be slaves. So, yeah, if you just want to be a fucking loser and sit in prison and do nothing to contribute, apparently that's your God-given right. And Sam from Wendover Productions agrees with your right to do nothing, to be a complete drain on fucking society, not pick up a broom, not pick up a mop, fuck, you know what? You just want to fucking throw your food on the floor and never pick it up. I guess he'll pay some other schmuck to do it. Why should you have to do it? you, God forbid, you be forced, coerced to picking up after your own fucking filth. That's a slave. What the fuck is wrong with you, Sam? What the fuck is wrong? Why do you even give a shit? I'm all for prison reform, don't get me wrong. But slavery, fuck you. It's not slavery to tell fucking somebody to pick up a fucking mop. Fuck is this?
Of energy press conference. Well, the breakthrough itself.
The final fucking one was the fusion power, that they finally got fusion power. And don't get me wrong, yeah, I'm really happy. I played SimCity. I always expected fusion power was going to come by 2020 or whatever fucking year you get fusion plants in the original SimCity. I think it might have even been the year 2000. So we're a little late, but yeah. But if you look into this story more, they really didn't make more power than they generated. They really didn't generate more power than they put into it. They made more power than they put into it at the very end. At the very end, but in the early time, to get to the point where they could make more power than they put in, they still had to put in like an order of magnitude more power than they took out. So I don't know. It's not really a win. Yeah, it's a step. And sure, are we closer than we were last year to fusion power? Yes. But every year we're a year closer to fusion power. I think this has been, I don't know. I think they're overplaying their hand here. I think we're still a long way from fusion. I don't know if it's necessarily a breakthrough.
A few years ago. So I want to talk to you about what I found as a solution.
Yeah. So yeah, Sam, I'm fucking annoyed. You fucking pissed me off. And I'm still fucking arguing, yelling about it. And now I fucking, God damn it. 10:42. I fucking missed fucking my order. I can't even fucking order McDonald's. I can't order McDonald's. Gorilla says SimCity said it was 2050. Yeah, okay. Fine. 2050. That's good with me. Fuck. Okay, and then I had the fucking news on, and every fucking thing on the news was a fucking clickbait title, like it was pulled out of fucking Twitter or fucking TikTok or Facebook. And I'm like, why the fucking news has fallen to the fucking social media? Okay. There was things like, father has secret for taking perfect photos, and it's just one word, and hint, it's just one word. Like, fuck you. Okay? Like that is like fucking clickbait title pulled out of the cheapest fucking tabloids of the internet. Oh, father has perfect advice, has advice for taking the perfect photo, and hint, it's just one word. Fuck you. You know what the word is? Probably smile. Because all the fucking pictures they showed, the kid was smiling. Then there was, I forgot her last name, but Simone Biles. I keep thinking Simone Bailey, but it's not her. That's the YouTuber. No, Simone Biles has perfect response when asked by flight attendant if they wanted a coloring book. Now, this is an adult. This is a young adult, but an adult, a 20-something, probably year-old adult, maybe 30. I don't know. You know what? Yeah. When the flight attendant asks if you want a coloring book, you know what the perfect response is? Yes. Yes is the fucking perfect. Yeah, I'll take a fucking coloring book. I got nothing else. I'm on your plane. I'm probably going to be fucking attacked by UFOs. The fucking going to have to, give up the fucking kid to the aliens. Yeah, I want a fucking coloring book. That would bring my anxiety level down. Fucking, yeah. Why is this news? Why is this fucking news? I don't fucking understand it. How did we get to this point? How did we get to this point as a fucking society? Then I went to fucking nextdoor.com and there's a fucking article from the fucking New York Post and it's like a week old already. Nobody fucking, the only people posting on it are the same people as myself. Like what is happening to this fucking city and the state where New York State lawmakers, after the election, as their terms were running out, voted themselves a giant pay raise. Voted themselves a giant pay raise from $111,000 to $143,000 a year for all the people who are basically the Congress, the whatever they call it, the assembly, basically the House of Representatives of New York State. The assembly people all voted themselves a giant pay raise. And on top of it, as if that wasn't enough, they also voted that they used to only be able to make up to $35,000 additional money outside what they make. That's the way to keep them from being too what's that? From being in the pockets of big business or whatever. You didn't want them to be too corrupt. So they were only allowed to make up to $35,000 a year on top of their regular salary. And they would get around this by, of course, having kids or spouses instead make money, which you can't. And I agree, you can't legally prevent somebody's spouse from having a job. Like Hunter Biden or their kid, they get around it. So it's I understand it's mostly useless anyway, but they also voted that away. So now not only can they they get their big pay raise, they can all also be on the books at any other company and make another $100,000, $200,000 on top of their salary, no questions asked. So maybe it just makes it makes it easier to track, but it's like, who cares? And this didn't make the news. This wasn't reported. No, it's only in a fucking print newspaper. And nobody fucking cares. The only people complaining are the people who didn't vote for those people anyway. And yes, it went down among party lines. Democrats voted overwhelmingly for it, and Republicans voted overwhelmingly against it. But because Democrats overwhelmingly control New York State, it wasn't even close. And our Democrat governor had no official response. When asked by the paper if she was going to sign it, she had no response. So yeah, you know what? Of course she's signing it. There's no way she didn't sign it. How did we get to where we are? Our fucking leaders have no fucking sense of shame. With all the problems going through New York, they don't even fucking put on the calendar to hear things like bail reform that's fucking destroying our city and all these other things. Doesn't even get a date. But oh yeah, we can vote ourselves a giant pay increase. They don't even care. The news, the media doesn't hold them to account. And then there's fucking people on Nextdoor who, if you bring it up, they and I know this because I'm the one fucking voice in the moderation team that argues against it. There are people trying to flag it as not a local issue, so it shouldn't even be allowed. Of course, it's a local issue. These are our local politicians voting themselves a pay raise, and they've got their fucking people trying to get it deleted from fucking next door. Fuck you. Not on my watch. And I already got one email from next door saying, we notice you're not voting with the majority of other content watchers. Do you want to read our fucking law, not our laws, our policies again to make sure you understand them? No, I'm not going to read your policies again. I understand your fucking policies. Fuck yours. So I don't even know. I'll probably be off next door this year if I had to guess. I don't think they're going to tolerate me much longer. So yeah, that's the morning I've been having. How about you guys? Thomas Potts says, Bird, at least they didn't vote a pay raise in the middle of the night like the Pennsylvania Democrats did in 2005. No, they did it in a lame duck session when they could have been fixing something that needed fixing. They were like, let's give ourselves a fucking pay raise instead. Okay, I'm going to go back. I'm going to read the at Berto Pray 5s, and then I don't know what. Let's see what time it is. Richie Pools says bonus Berto Pray. Welcome, Richie. I probably pissed you off first. Richie Pools says my brain, it thought it was real. Yes, it did. Dan Ben says, Bird, I had no dreams before where you wake up and think it was real. It didn't. Real, did it happen? I've had dreams. You know you've had dreams before. I agree. Richie Bulls and Bird of Parade, maybe you're still dreaming. I wish I was, Richie. Kapla, Professor Brainy Specs. Hello, Captain Fandom Nerd. Richie Pools says, note to self, never leave my kid with Berto Freyfly. Richie Pools says, would-be collaborator. You know what? I would collaborate with the aliens. At this point, why the fuck not? They can't do any worse. They can't do any worse. Dan Ben says, Bird of Prey, it's been a long road getting from there to here. Yeah, okay. I'm not singing that this morning, Dan Ben, but noted. Hey, Elihu, I hope you made it to Alaska. Okay. Elihu says sunrise is at 10:56 a.m. Sunset is at 2:51. And right now it's -4 Fahrenheit. Oh, -6. I guess you made it. Hello, 47 Yorktown. Richie Pools' Bird of Prey is willing to destroy the planet so he can have the products he needs.
I'll be back.
Richie Pools' Bird of Prey. Why do you watch this guy's channel? He seems far too progressive for you. Because, some of his other stuff isn't so bad. And he's a funny guy. He has a show on Nebula. And they do it on YouTube too, where they just, it's called Jet Lagged. And I actually really enjoy that show. It's him and his other progressive friends. And they play a game where they crisscross the world and the United States. It's like playing almost like a real life Where in the World is Carmen Sandiego. And it's really fun. But I always enjoyed his channels. He's got multiple channels. Over time, though, it seems like he got more and more progressive, as I probably got more and more non-progressive. Big Sonder says Kapla Arabic. Just scrolling down. Kapla Gap, Kapla Stanley, Kapla Eastland Burkholder. Ms. Londell's Groovy Movie says Heidi Fleiss could help you with the hot chick dilemma. I don't know who Heidi Fleiss is, Mr. Lundell. I'll have to Google her. Welcome, LDG. Captain MKG. Hey, Captain MKG. Happy birthday, Captain. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Captain MKG. Happy birthday to you. I hope you have a great birthday, Captain. And I know you'll be streaming later. You might be streaming already. Sorry if I'm streaming over you. Richie Bull says, I knew Bird would work the leaf blower in somehow. Well, it's true. It's true. Leaf blowers are giant pollution. 47 Yorktown says Bitcoin is less than beaver pelts. Miss Lundell's Groovy Movie says banning crypto won't stop it. It'll go underground and offshore. Then moguls like Bill Gates would own it all, making you and me poorer. Well, I don't know, Mr. Lundell. If you couldn't legally use crypto in a market the size of the United States, and let's say we got Europe and whatever to go along with it, I think that would pretty much kill the crypto market. Elihu says Teslas have been reporting the cars will not charge in freezing weather. Thomas Spots says Bird of Prey, baseball authentication stickers are good. It can even tell you what happened to that ball. It shows the date it was used and the result of the play. Thomas, I know you're a big baseball fan, and I understand that it would make your life better. And I get it. Don't get me wrong. In the scheme of things, do I honestly care? No, because I'm not going to buy a baseball. I'm never going to buy a game used baseball for unless Nicole DeBoer starts playing baseball and one lands in her mouth and then she decides to sell it. I'm not going to be buying a game used baseball. I understand you do, and I'm so happy that you still enjoy baseball, because don't get me wrong, I used to like baseball and I hope it does stick around. But in the scheme of things, do I want a sticker on, if I was to buy something that was game used, would I want a sticker on it? No, I wouldn't. But I understand. They still have the dirt on it. I get it. I know they don't clean it, but it seems to me that if you're going to put a fucking sticker on something, you're changing it. You're changing what it was. But that's just me. And I know you're a baseball guy, so I get it. I would defer to you because to me, I honestly don't care. I just don't care. I'm more annoyed that he had to put that as something solved in 2022. Because I think you can admit at least that there's still ways around it. Nothing's been solved. John DeMarco, exactly what I was thinking. Joseph Sisko himself. There isn't a test that's been created. A smart man can't find his way around. I was exactly thinking that the entire time they were talking about this. I was like, I've already thought of 5 ways I could get around this. Scythelus is Kapla, all hail Bird of Prey. Nice surprise stream. Thank you, Scythelus. I wish it was under better circumstances. Scythelus is I come at just the right time for an epic rant. It was pretty much a rant the entire fucking time. Fusion still has a long way to go. It was all hype. Yes, exactly, Professor. Richie Pools with Bird, did you leave a comment in Sam's video? You should say, I did leave a comment. I didn't put a link. I mean, maybe I could put a link. Shit, I closed the video. I don't know if I can find if it'll show up. Okay. 2 hours ago, I wrote almost every solution in quotes. Here is just a bigger problem. IMO. Clickbait. Complain about equity in quotes in one part, but promote the mandatory switch to EVs in another, which are far more expensive and always will be. It's not even because of just different philosophical beliefs. The short-sightedness is astounding. That was 2 hours ago. And since 99% of the people that watch Sam's videos think and agree with Sam, I've gotten no likes. Probably some downvotes, but YouTube won't show me those. So, but it is there. I guess I could put a link to this video once it's done, but I hardly doubt. I think if I put a link, it's just going to look like spam. But yeah, I should. If I had the time, I could put together a real video calling him out, but I don't. And I don't. You do all that work and YouTube don't even let you put up a link. So Eastland says scientific breakthroughs are hard or impossible to predict. Carbon microtube materials have been around for corner forever, but no one has figured out a cost-effective way to make them. Yeah, and Vincent Gallipo says the clickbaiting is out of control. I don't click on anything anymore. Frack that. Exactly. I'm fucking tired of the clickbaiting. John DeMarco, you definitely want a coloring book during an alien attack. Well, I needed something. I honestly thought the fucking aliens were here. I was going through my mind. I was like, holy shit. I was like, I'm wondering. I honestly, I was thinking in my head, I was like, I wonder what Doomcock and Neurotic are going to think when they look up, because I know they're big believers in UFOs and whatnot. Fucking, I miss the fucking exozone. I miss the fucking those two guys. They used to do that show, and then they had their problem, and they don't fucking do anything anymore together. And we're fucking. One of my favorite YouTube shows fucking ruined because two fucking people had bad energies or whatever. Dave G. Sounds says Kapla, Bird of Prey 5, and Karogan coloring book. You know what? We should have a Karogan coloring book. Easland says leaf blowers, biggest waste of energy and time ever, because they don't pick up and what they blow, and they blow the stuff. Yeah, the stuff just blows away. You put it on your neighbor's property. Not only should they be illegal because of the pollution, they should be illegal because they don't fucking do anything. Now, if they could suck, if they were giant vacuums, you'd need a bag. But at least then, fine. That's what I want when Klingon shock troops begin transporting directly into the landing zone coloring books, says Professor Brandy Specs. Thomas Bott says, at least they didn't vote right. Okay, good. Good. We made it. Heidi Fleiss's bio with Mr. Lundell. Let's see. Open a new tab. Heidi Fleiss, in America. Oh, the madam. She ran an upscale prostitution ring. Refer to the Hollywood madam. Gotcha. Well, I need a prescription. It needs to be legal. It needs to be regulated. It needs to be clean. It's only fair. It's equity. Nobody wants to talk about that equity. Yeah, Doomcock does So now they both do their woo woo woo. What are they called? Woo woo. Woo woo. They both do their UFO streams separately now, and much less often. Nerdrotic found someone else to do it with, and he's started doing it more recently. And Doomcock, on rare occasion, does it, but it's not the same. They used to do it every fucking week, and then, every other week, and then just maybe once a month, and then John, what was their beef? So one of the other guys on Friday Night Tights said something disrespectful about Doomcock, and Nerdrotic didn't defend Doomcock, and Doomcock was upset at that. And I get it. It's a hard thing. Nerdrotic has a big show, and he's friends with the person. He was friends with both people. So what do? You stick up for one friend when the other friend's not there. You what, Mom?
You give up the kid.
You give up the kid. Yeah, that wasn't the problem.
Oh.
You give up the kid. Yeah, give up the kid. It was an impossible situation. He either had to cause a problem with Doomcock or cause a problem with the other guy who was on his stream at the time, and there was just no way out of it. And I wish everybody could just let bygones be bygones and understand shit's going to happen. We're all adults, but for whatever reason, they couldn't. So. They prescribe SSRIs for depression. Why not BJ's? Exactly, Stan. Exactly, Stanley. Yes, Mama, pray.
Has anyone ever had a dream where they had an argument or a fight with someone and woke up and they were really angry with them?
Yeah. So Mama probably wants to know if anybody's ever had a dream where you had a fight or an argument with somebody and you woke up and you were angry at them in real life. Mama pray. Mama pray had such. Ms. Nelson's better pray you could do it with the help of one or two of us in our own little community. Well, I'm not 100% sure where that's going, but we'll see. No, Thomas, this happened years ago. This isn't new news. This is old news. There's nothing. It's old and it's dead. It's old and it's dead news. Okay, if anybody'd like to join the panel, there's the link. There's the link. Gorilla says the ex punched me because I cheated on her in a dream. Yeah, that's exactly what Mama Pray means. And if nobody wants to come up, that's fine too. I need to eat breakfast. You can make it. I guess 2 eggs, Mama Pray, the usual style. Yes. Thank you. Welcome, Positive Candor, and Captain MKG was up to a second. Kapla, Positive.
So when are you being voted out of your neighborhood?
Voted out of my neighborhood? No.
Yeah.
If next door.
I thought you said something about your neighbor or something.
Well, on Nextdoor, which is a social media that's just your local neighborhood, I'm currently a moderator because I was the first one in my neighborhood to join. So they make you the moderator of your neighborhood. And well, they call you a lead. So I'm the lead from my local area. And then with the leads from other nearby areas, you make up the moderation team. So I'm the one person who's, conservative leaning, whereas the rest of them are more typical New York socialists. And so every time something comes up for a vote, generally it's like 5 against and 1 for. Like there'll be a thing, and it's like, oh, I see no problem with this, and everybody else votes it down. And I'm like, okay, well, whatever. And then I leave like little comments, because with your vote, you're supposed to leave. Not that you're supposed to, but you can leave a comment. So I'll see like, well, I see nothing factually wrong, so I don't see any reason to remove this. And meanwhile, it's very defamatory stuff about the president or something, but it's true. So what are we supposed to do? Why should we be fighting it? Hey, Mr. Londell, kapla.
Kapla. What I was trying to say earlier, you do your own paranormal show.
I used to do the bird zone.
Oh, see, yeah.
Yeah, paranormal show. I should bring it back.
Yeah, just
thank you.
Grab some old videos of In Search Of, and that'll spawn some topics, especially when you get into the floating out of body experiences.
Welcome LDG, and welcome NB Geek, and welcome Gorilla's Random Thoughts. Kapla, guys.
So I had the AI tap into your dream. Is this what you saw, Bird?
Oh God, there he goes with this crap again.
Usually when somebody says that, there's a video or
no,
you
my
mean
avatar.
Picture. Your
See my avatar?
No, it's not what it's not what I saw. But
what the hell are those supposed to be?
He said he dreamt in a cartoon. So I did cartoon UFOs out of an airplane window.
No, I was looking up at the sky, and there was all these circles, basically covering the sky. It was the bottom of the UFOs I was seeing.
You said you were in an airplane.
I was, but I looked out the window and I looked up.
Oh, okay.
Okay. There was also drones that were right outside the window that were kind of triangle shaped.
It's a dream, so the laws of physics don't apply. Okay.
What is that? Jep Nerdy? Bird is going to play Jep Nerdy. Probably, but not today. Right? Am I missing something?
Ooh, good question.
Stanley says, any New Year's plans? No, Stan. The exact same thing I do every New Year's. Probably go to sleep at 10 o'clock and wake up at the morning. Gorilla says, can I get a minute? Yeah, Gorilla. Oh, Gorilla, you want to talk?
Oh, no. I said, give me a minute, when you said, if anybody wants to come up.
To come up. Oh, okay. I thought you wanted a minute to address everybody. Gorilla, you've been doing some really good shorts.
I know. Did you try the nacho one? You said that was your.
No, I didn't because it's.
I liked the nacho one. That was a good one.
I did like it. Don't get me wrong. I liked it. I upvoted it, and I even commented, and I even think it would go viral, but it seemed YouTube stopped showing it after 518 views. All I know is that when I looked at it, like 3 minutes in, it was at 500 views. And then an hour later, it was at 518. And then 5 hours later, it was still 518. So
Yeah, it's kind of weird how they do that, because I've had some there all of a sudden I'd have like 1,100 views after like 5 minutes, and then all of a sudden it peak at like 119.
Yeah. I don't know what happened, but unfortunately, it would be too salty for me physically for my diet, but it does look good.
Oh yeah, it's almost like to eat Doritos.
He's missing a couple jalapenos.
I don't like jalapenos, and I'm kind of
I love them.
And I'm kind of like I eat like I'll eat jalapenos, you know. But I worked in a Mexican restaurant for 1.5 years, so I'm kind of jalapenoed out.
Oh, I'm going to be playing Jep Nerdy on New Year's Eve. Is Saturday New Year's Eve?
Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
Tomorrow.
You literally said that today was New Year's Eve. So yeah, that would make tomorrow New Year's Eve, I believe.
Tomorrow's New Year's Eve. Kapla Bird. What's up, guys? About to head outside.
Elihu, you in Guatemala yet?
Hardy.
How is Alaska?
I'll show you in a second. Sorry, I'm trying to get my gloves on right now so I can go outside and see
Captain MKG, if you're out there, I don't know what happened. You were on for a brief second and then you just dropped off. I hope everything's okay.
Elihu, are you in one of those?
The what? Sorry, what'd you say?
How cold is it in Alaska?
It is minus. Yeah, well, actually, it warmed up. It's minus -3 right now. So hang on a second.
Celsius.
How do I do this?
No, not Celsius.
Fahrenheit, dude. Fahrenheit.
That's t-shirt weather. That's t-shirt weather there, Elihu.
I had this argument with LDG before. LDG claims he always uses Celsius. Like he told me, oh, it's -3 in Orlando. I was like, fuck you, it's not -3. He's like, Celsius it is.
Hang on a second, I gotta put my glove on. Oh shit, there we
God.
go. Sorry, I'm trying to find a place to put my phone down so it doesn't blend in snow.
Yeah, so Elihu's saying it's cold at -3 there. Hell, I just went outside to take the garbage out with no shirt on. And it's like 27 degrees out here.
Eli, are you on one of those phases where it's like nighttime for 6 months or something?
Yeah, sunrise at 11, set at 3. I'm like, it's right now. It is 7:18, and it is pitch fucking black dark out.
I take
like,
it
wow,
there's
nice.
no Aurora Borealis.
Oh yeah, I saw a thin little green line. It says it's only about like 1.7 right now, so I only saw a thin green line out.
Maybe we could launch a nuke into the sun or something. get a nice Aurora Borealis going. Though unlike in Star Trek Generations, it's not going to take 30 seconds to reach the sun.
Yeah, it takes 8 minutes. No,
8 minutes for the light to reach. The rocket's
Yeah.
going to take a lot longer than that.
Yeah, a couple months. Now, there's this guy downstairs in the little dining area. He's wearing shorts. I'm like, what the hell is wrong with you, dude?
It's shorts weather.
This is not. Look at this. Look how I'm dressed. Okay. Look at this. I got my beanie. I got my.
Oh, just a sec. I'm not even on the straight thing. Oh, come on. You're bundled up like it's a polar vortex.
It's cold out here. That's why I'm debating to take my laptop out tonight or not. because it's freezing weather. I'm supposed to have a strong aurora tonight. Gotta leave my coffee way over there. So, Bird, why were you streaming early this morning?
Why was I streaming this morning?
You got because you woke up all pissed off.
I woke up angry from a dream, got more angry from a video, and then more angry at the news.
Oh,
it's just fucking perfect storm of shit this morning.
Yeah, I got up this morning. I got my alarm on my phone. I was like, wait, Bird's going live right now?
Yeah. Thomas Potts wants to know if you're lost yet.
No. I have not gotten lost yet. Deej is not here, so there's no reason for me to get lost.
Dr. Alex. Kapla, Dr. Alex. I wonder how Deej is doing. I'm kind of worried. I haven't seen Deej
I haven't heard
in a couple days. Deej, are you out there?
Come on, it's time for me to get lost in Alaska. No, this is not a place to get lost in.
Oh, come on. It'll only take them a decade to find you.
Now, this is how isolated this place is. Flying in last night, well, afternoon when it was dark, it's all pitch black. I see this little light in the distance. Like, okay, that must be Fairbanks. No, it's not. It's just about 5 square blocks is very lit up. 45 minutes later, all blackness. I see a little spot. We're landing in 10 minutes. I'm like, wait, that's Fairbanks? It's a small little light in the distance.
Professor, I am not ignoring you, Professor.
Hey, Professor Bernie Specs.
Franklin is there.
Professor
Mama Frey says thank you. Whatever that means, Professor. It's sure it's something to do with Wordle.
Hey, Professor Bernie Specs.
Professor.
Get a hold of Salty Trekker because he wants to do a voice of Nomad, and I think you might do a good Nomad.
Yeah, let's get Nomad to just go, son of a bitch.
Who's trying to tell Salty to put Bird's voice on Nomad?
Professor says you're very welcome, Mama Frey.
Whoever came in the underground, give me 1 minute.
Captain Fandom Nerd says Bird of Praise ignoring
hey,
us. Literally not ignoring anybody.
Yeah, full
I gotta get some coffee. Oh, he does. Shit, I didn't even notice that. I'm a little cold. Oh, I need more coffee.
So this is live from Fairbanks, Alaska.
Yes.
Goddamn technology. Sometimes.
I know, isn't it?
Sometimes it's fucking amazing.
And still made more coffee. Oh boy. More coffee.
Well, Bird, we were talking on during my review yesterday of the Waltons, the typewriter episode, and Grandma there was wanting to give John Boy something to inherit. And one of the things she has is like when the family used to sit around and just tell stories because they didn't have like radios and anything. And she was so in the 1930s, she's like all this damn modernization, and we're like, if they could see it nowadays, they'd be freaking amazed what we can do.
I'm gonna put up my.
The paralyzed guy here in Queens is able to put together a video with a live stream from some stoner out in Fairbanks to a bunch of Star Trek nerds all across the country and the world.
All around the world. I heard that? Round the world.
Around, across, potato.
I'm not even gonna get into that argument. Like I was saying that one thing. There's no point of arguing about it.
Oh, sorry.
Just like in Twitter, no point of arguing.
Professor says if you want to play Jep Nerdy tomorrow evening and defeat Birdo Prey, join the chat and the game at the link for YouTube. Please do. And Thomas says, watch out, Bird of Prey. Sounds like Professor and Mama Prey are conspiring. It does.
I forgot my
Somehow I don't believe that to be Doomcock. LDG.
What
the hell are you
what
saying
about
my
Doomcock?
name for?
Why am I saying your name? Okay, well, let's go to the channel and see what's going on. Yeah, okay. It's Gap. It's Gap After Dark. Okay. You're lucky, LDG. You're
Lucky
Is
my
Gap
ass?
trying to-
What the hell?
Is Gap acting like Doomcock?
Yeah, no. Yeah, it's Gap. Okay, Gap. You almost got me. Welcome.
No, you
Mr.
did
Lundell.
get you. He got you. You were blaming me. He got you.
I was blaming
Almost
somebody.
my ass. Yeah.
Whoa, I have a delay on my YouTube. Shit. There was a major delay. I'm downstairs. I just went upstairs to get my little read stick. Looked at my computer. I'm like, wow, I'm still at the elevator. This is slow connection on my end.
Well, that's because there's like a 30-second delay between StreamYard and YouTube.
Hello,
Oh,
Pop
yeah.
Culture Curator.
Hey, Pop.
Or Gap, you better be careful doing stuff like that because there are people in the chat who will just report you for the hell of it, and YouTube will agree.
Is he trying to act like Doomcock?
They won't know you're joking. YouTube won't. The asshole who flags you will, but
I'm going to take a couple of bites, so if anybody wants to talk, feel free.
I'm so glad I don't have that problem.
Wait, you just gave LDG permission to speak?
He's going to do
gave
that.
me permission.
Yeah, see,
Gave
he's
me
gonna-
permission.
He's going to do that anyway.
I'm going to give my foot permission in a second.
It's the narcissism, people.
My foot is about to get a backstage pass to your ass.
What's up, Mr. Lundell? I haven't seen him with that.
Been busy.
Chris, are you still in the underground? Why don't you come over on Birds? I'm not behind my computer. Bird will Prey 5, dude. Link's in the chat. Or give me a minute to get back over there.
You telling Bird to hop in his own chat?
Chris, I'm telling Chris to come on over.
Oh.
Chris is in the underground right now.
Tell that guy to get out to get his ass over here. It's Bird. Once again, I'm on the top floor of the hotel. I don't know why. Why is it every time I go on vacation, they put me on the top floor of the hotel?
So I fixed this guy's computer yesterday. Gentleman found me online, gave me a call, brought his computer over, and I found out he's been spied on for the past 6 years. These guys from India put on a freaking screen capture program, a remote program that overwrote Norton antivirus and became a persistent program, meaning it wasn't in startup, it wasn't in anything, it was mysteriously popping up out of nowhere. You couldn't close it. If you closed it, it automatically restarted and reconnected to the mother effer in India, taking this guy's information.
There's more coffee left.
How'd
Well,
that
he's
get
quite
on
happy.
there?
That's impressive. Good find.
Because what he called, because he didn't tell me about it. I found it myself because I'm a thorough tech, so I look through everything. And when he told me his internet was cutting out for no reason, and I couldn't recreate the problem, I started looking, and there it was. Damn app sitting in his hidden in his system tray that was activating. The program was turning on by itself, even if you closed it, even if you rebooted, whatever, even if you deleted the program that it was linked to, because it was a secondary program that would run. It was like a fake reference program. it would run and automatically connect to the person in India without any action of the user itself. So, yeah. So I called him up, let him know what was going on. Computer's running better, cleaner, faster. Got him better antivirus. The antivirus is actually working now, and he's going to come by and pick it up, and he's quite happy.
You know, I was thinking about getting a computer from Jonathan Frakes.
Okay.
He has computers, $600 each, and he personally autographed them, and 100% of proceeds go to a charity.
Welcome,
I don't know what
Chris.
kind of computer there is, but
hey, what's going on?
So, Chris.
It's probably 3.1.
Stay warm. Yeah, I know, but it did warm up. It's now 4, not 8. Hey.
No.
Oh my gosh.
Who are you talking to?
Yes. Yes.
You too.
Question: how did you know that it was going to somebody in India?
Oh, that I didn't know where it was going. I assumed it was India until when I called him back and told him about it. I was like, "This looks like something in one of those. Hello, my name is Bob. May I please take your order?" Indian tech support, and he confirmed and said, "Yeah, I had one of those once." And he was like, "Yeah, it was like a few years ago." And I'm like, "Yeah, he's been looking at your computer ever since."
Okay, so just to be clear. You don't know where it was going. You're assuming it's India.
Well, he said the guy had an Indian accent.
Right, but
That doesn't
the
mean
guy
anything.
could have a Pakistani accent or whatever. He wouldn't know the difference. He might not know.
Hell, this guy could have been.
Here we go.
This could have been a
again.
white guy in Kansas then. You know,
But I'm using India because people know what I say when I'm saying India. Everybody.
This is just the kind of thing I like to know. So you don't know where it was going.
Okay.
He had a screen logger going somewhere.
Listen,
yes.
Nobody mentions Kansas here without talking to me. I'm the expert of Kansas, Missouri. That's what I'm here for. I'm brought here for that reason only. So if we're going to talk Kansas, you got to ask me first.
It was hyperbole, okay?
I know. I'm screwing with you.
I mean, if you want me to look through the logs, I might be able to pull up an IP address that links to India or somewhere. But I didn't go that far.
Well, you gotta like go. Yeah.
Because it doesn't really matter. Even if I had the IP, there's nothing I could do. It's not like I could call the cops and then go over there and arrest them. It doesn't matter. It's
Well, how it's a 1 in 7 chance that it's a person from India.
Yeah,
Basically,
it's like a 9.9 out of 10 chance it was someone from India. Or related, or somehow in some form to an Indian company.
Well, I was going by population reasons there, because India is like 1 out of 7 people are in India in the world.
India is the most populated country on the planet.
Oh, did they bypass China?
Not yet.
Yep,
but it's close.
It's close.
I thought they actually did finally.
They might be close. That one child. Regulation is starting to really hit them in the butt. They might be close.
Well, the problem too with that, because of that one child policy, there is a ton of undocumented children born in China
anymore.
No, but because of it, there's a ton of children that were undocumented. They said it could have been in the millions of children that aren't documented, so it's not on their census or. They're trying to hide them.
You don't.
Well, the one child left behind policy is supposed to have been eradicated.
You don't get away with the government not knowing what you're doing in China. Trust me.
Yeah.
I'm not saying. Well, you can probably hide a kid for quite a few years in China before they eventually find it.
Because when that first was implemented, they threatened neighbors. They threatened neighborhoods. If you don't turn a person in for more than 2 kids. Or more than 1 kid, then you're just as responsible too. And they ingrained that into them for years to the point where they no longer had to do it. People just called and said, "Hey, there's a lady
pregnant again.
And they didn't know. They didn't have to know that she was pregnant. They just said, "I think," and that was enough. And those families, I mean, I don't believe for one second that there is more than maybe 1,000 undocumented children in China, because I mean, families would literally try to leave the country and give the child to somebody else.
Yeah,
I mean, China is a place where people just don't understand. It looks pretty. It's a great country as far as what you can see and stuff. But if you go over there and you step out of line, especially as an American, it's very dangerous. In fact, even as Americans, what people don't understand is when you go over to some of these countries like China or North Korea, for that matter, the like communist countries, it's a dice roll. It's a gambit, because you don't know if you're going to be watched, and they're just looking for one thing out of line, and then it doesn't matter. You can throw a candy wrapper down, and they can charge you for littering, and you may be sent to a work camp for 5 years.
One more time,
It's dangerous over there. It's crazy.
Hello.
And you fucking idiots want to constantly do business with it.
Well, you know, the problem is countries like China and the United States.
Hey, Bird.
That's just what they're used to.
Yeah.
It's out of that rotation.
Yeah.
Name me one store that has over 50% made in America products. Name me one store.
Made in America. There are some stores in different cities called Made in America, and they only stock Made in America products, tools, food.
But what about toys, furniture?
There's plenty of toys made in the United States. It's just the problem is the cost is so much higher here. It makes more sense for the United States companies to make stuff here and ship it away than it does to keep it in here. That's why like 80+% of our oil doesn't get kept here. It's worth more money overseas because of the fees and stuff on it.
Yeah. Hey Chris, I put a link to the video that I seen that's social my info. I'm not saying that they're right, but that's just where I heard it from. I put the video in the private chat.
Yeah, it's a YouTube video. It's like, have you ever watched a documentary and then come out of that documentary and go, "Oh my God, that's amazing that stuff's going on." Director of a documentary, his job is to make you see his way. He won't give you facts that go against him. He won't give you information that proves him wrong or might prove him wrong. It's the same thing on YouTube. If you go to YouTube and watch videos for facts, you're only going to hear their side. You will not hear the other side.
The Wi-Fi. The Wi-Fi.
It's very difficult today to go online and find somebody that stacks up both pros and cons, both sides' points, and gives it to you unedited, unadulterated, and says, "Here's your information, you pick."
That is why I watch AJ on the Wi-Fi, because for that reason only.
It's amazing.
Have you ever heard of the Wi-Files?
No. What channel is that?
It's a YouTube channel. AJ is pretty cool. He has facts. Very little, 1% of the things is only opinion. It's stories that he's actually done research on, different stories, little partners called Hecklefish. Pretty good, pretty educational, pretty informative as well.
Yeah, I could go for that, Chris. You're right. Most places that you only get it's really their side.
Yeah, and I'm not, like I said, I'm not ever saying that it's Republican or Democrat sides or videos or that. It's not that. It's everybody.
Yeah.
You want people to believe what you believe. You can't give them all the information.
Like if you didn't like Star Trek Discovery, you're really giving your own opinion, right?
Well, but that's anything. You see, it's different with movies. See, movies, TV shows. When you watch somebody, you should know that's an opinion. It's not fact. There's nothing factual about what they say. It's an opinion. Now, could it be right? Well, you're going to gravitate to your side of the story. So if you don't like something, you're going to look at the ones that don't like it. You're not going to watch somebody, or you might watch somebody that likes it and then laugh because you're like, oh my God, these people are idiots. That's okay. In entertainment, it's all opinion. I mean, but when you're talking about things like politics or economy or social political commentary, to find a true outlet that has no stake in the game one way or another is near impossible. That's what your libraries were for back in the day. When you went to your libraries and you pulled out an encyclopedia, the encyclopedia did not give you an opinion necessarily based off of somebody's skewed point of view. The only thing that you could say is like American Indians that's different. For years, the United States basically said the American Indians were enemies, that these people were enemies, and this. So that has changed over time. That has become more of we now know more about what happened. But your libraries pretty much just gave you black and white facts. If you walked in and you believed that, I don't know, let's say you believe that you believe that the United States is stealing money from everybody in the world, and then you go in there or you ask for a release form and you find out, oh wait, no, they're not stealing money. It's just this is how the system's set up. It's set up and skewed in their direction. You would find facts. Now most people go to the internet, and the problem is when you type in, Hunter Biden, conspiracy or something like that, or Hunter Biden crooked, you're going to find what you want. Or you type in Hunter Biden, you're going to find the things that talk about him and the laptop and all that. What you got to find is the ones that say, here's what happened, here's what was going on, but also here's why nothing's happened yet.
Okay, so the New York Post, do you think they were one-sided, or do you
Yes,
think...
every paper, I don't care what side of the spectrum they're on, every paper these days is sorely skewed based off of who's running it. If the person who's running it, first thing you can do is find out who the top person is, the person who's in charge of that paper. Then go look and see if they've ever made a political contribution, what political contributions they've given. If they've gone to the Republicans and given money to, that's how that paper is going to be skewed that way, guaranteed. No editorial will ever make that paper that makes the Republicans sound like crooked.
Okay,
I don't know if I agree with that.
Oh, no.
You would need to look at who the editorial staff also supports.
No, the thing is they can skew that because the editorial staff is hired by those people, and that's what they want. They want their narrative.
Okay, so
if you're somebody who wanted an honest narrative,
but they don't.
You hired people.
That's the thing. They don't want that because that doesn't help their cause.
Okay, so where do you get your truth from? I mean, how do people...
There is no your truth. There is the truth, period.
Where do you get the truth at?
I don't have exact places that I go because I have to start reading into it, and then I kind of look at it and go, okay, this is skewing this direction. Most of the time, if I'm really concerned about something like you
do realize there's a difference between a factual news article and an editorial, right?
Editorials and opinion. And I don't believe in factual news articles because, again, they're written by. No, it's everywhere. You see, listen, you can't have it one way or another. You can't say that the media is skewed to liberal things. You can't say that without realizing that just as many freaking people in the media are skewed the other way. It's
not just what. Why would it be magically balanced?
It isn't magically balanced.
You just said just as many are skewed the other way.
I don't mean like that. I just say there are the ones that go one way and there's the ones that go the other way. I don't currently believe that there's anything that gives you a straight black and white, left, right, factual. Here's the thing. You have to, and what I was going to say was, for instance, when I normally have to do at a state level, where we actually get to vote on, laws and stuff passed at the state level, is I end up having to read through the whole damn thing. And if it's fucking thousands of pages, if it's something I really care about, or I think it's something I really have to do, I actually read it. That's the only way you're going to get the factual, because they throw so much extra crap in there. They're not going to tell you about the stuff you don't want to hear about, how, everybody in your state house is going to end up getting, a 10% increase in pay. But lots of times that's where they flip it into. And
so how do you tell people so that's really just your
I don't
truth.
tell anybody my political views. I don't tell anybody my thing, because that's not my job. I'm not supposed to give anybody that information. I'll tell you what I tell my kids. I said, if you really care, you've got to go find your answer. Don't get your answer from somebody else.
Here's the problem with that. You tell people your political views every time you give your opinion on a subject.
So what?
You don't believe me?
Necessarily.
You get into a topic with one of the pinheads on this site or Facebook or anywhere else. They will label you. If they disagree with you, they will label you.
But your truth isn't my truth, Chris, right?
No, it isn't.
No.
Because truth at a personal level is opinion. That's the thing that people don't realize the most.
So we're screwed. So none of us are going to really have true factual.
The hope is that enough level-headed people dig into the black and white facts enough that your opinion and their opinion, hopefully, and this is kind of how the United States government or your election system was work, that they were hoping that enough people would be level-headed. What we've gone to is too many people watch what Hollywood says, or watches what your local newspaper says, or what this website says. Too many people take direct facts or direct opinions from people and turn it into their facts. Without
verifying their own information.
Exactly. I'm not telling you don't listen to Mel Gibson and what he has to say. If you want to listen to him, fine, but check his facts, check what he says, but check also the other side of it. I mean, it's a difficult world, and I'm not trying to be difficult here. I'm just stating that it's a lot more than just a look it up and go, because well, I don't know. I call it the YouTube rabbit.
We won't need to pretty soon, because once AI takes over, then it's going to fact check the entire internet. And every video you watch is going to be properly labeled, tagged, and linked to every possible thing that you need.
That dystopian nightmare bullshit.
That's the opposite of dystopian.
That's the world you want to live in, because you're a computer moronic nerd. Okay,
I can give an example of what Chris was talking about. Last year, Fox News, one reporter stated, Biden's on vacation in Virginia. Did everybody on right went on that? Everyone was repeating the exact same thing that this newscaster was saying. Nobody fact checked that he's actually there for a family funeral, because everybody's being parroted. Everybody's looking at their own information.
But they all borrow from each other. They all report on each other's reports. And Chris, who's going to decide who's level-headed?
Well, that's what I was going to say. That's what I was going to say to LDG.
Where'd you go?
Level-headed and LDG.
No. Listen.
Oh my God.
No, hey, if you let people finish, we can get somewhere. It is the fact that LDG says that it's going to be AI. The question is AI is going to be born from human hands. So which opinion are they going to have? or are they going to let it? And here you go. This is your Prometheus thought: is are they going to let it out and say it's going to formulate its own opinion, or it's going to just only give me black and white facts? I don't know if that's possible, because a computer is only fouled because it's made by human hands,
and whatever's inputted is by humans.
Exactly. So there is. The question is can we truly believe that anything will be ever straightforward black and white facts? I don't know if that's possible.
No,
it is possible. It's called Prometheus. It is very much possible.
There you go. See, that's the thing. No, because you keep saying about Prometheus, and I've always told you this. At some point in your life, if that ever were to even come close to fruition, somebody's going to come in and squash you like a little bug because they don't want that.
Good try then. They can go ahead and try.
Well, they're going to.
I expect that. That's going to happen guaranteed. That's a guarantee. I'm prepared for that.
But if you
you have to go through.
They can't do anything about it though. That's the thing.
But if you input Prometheus LDG, we're all screwed.
Yeah.
How do you figure?
Well, your mental process isn't like most people.
Bird said he wants a subscription for sex. I mean, Prometheus can make that happen.
A prescription for sex? But whose version of sex?
No,
your version. That's the whole point.
Prometheus can do that.
Oh, you'd be surprised. I could think of a couple. Just like you could think of 5 ways why that stupid hologram thing. I could think of 5 ways how it could make it possible.
All right, start giving us the 5 ways it's possible.
Go ahead.
Go ahead. Really?
Yeah, really.
Okay, so right off the top of my head. So let's say you need a prescription for sex, right? But you can't do it in a public manner. Then a program like Prometheus that guarantees your privacy, you're able to actually branch out and ask for that to those who are providing the service.
I have no problem
in a way that
getting up and going in public and saying I need a prescription for sex. In fact, this is a public matter. YouTube is public. I just said it. So
saying it as a topic is one thing, but actually honestly going ahead with it is a separate issue, isn't it?
Doctors out there who can write me a prescription for sex, please send it to me. If you need my address, contact me at bertopray5@aol.com.
Okay, see, we haven't even gotten off of issue 1. You haven't even described one yet.
Hey, LDG, you do know that there's a whole community that's really into public sex. You do know that, right?
No, of course, but that's not what we're talking about.
Welcome, Yvette.
Oh my God. Not her.
He's listening while cooking dinner.
Oh, okay.
Okay, LDG, was that number 1? You haven't gotten to 5 yet.
Oh God.
Let's go to
Does
number
he make
2.
it list again? I mean, I just
Prometheus is going to make my sex prescription happen somehow.
No.
Well, think about it. You'd be able to log on to every dating website from a single source.
I don't want a dating website. I want a prescription for sex.
Yeah, dating website or okay. Let me rephrase that. A people who are filling out orders for people who have subscriptions for sex.
Okay,
and you can literally reach all of those people at the same time instead of going to 5 or 10 different websites for it.
So are they
a single source, and you would get to choose?
Hey, guys. This is the funny thing.
Yeah, you can go to Plenty of Fish, but those are a bunch of hookers. I mean, they're prostitutes all over these dating websites. Is that what you're looking for? You're looking for a dirty hooker?
No, I'm looking for.
Hi, my name is Dolly.
From a doctor for sex from an attractive woman that is also paid for by the government.
Hi, my name is Dolly, and I'm here to service Bird. From
Hey, guys,
we might have crossed out, checked the wrong box.
I'm going to tell you the problem with Prometheus, because because LDG constantly says that if you don't want to hear it or if you don't want to see it, you just tell them, no, I don't want to deal with this. Can you imagine the amount of drop down boxes you're going to have to check what you do and don't want to see?
Oh no, you wouldn't have to do that. The algorithm, the AI would automatically do that for you. That you are greatly underestimating the tool of AI.
Mind. That's lovely. It reads your mind. I got you. So you want us to
It would do most of it for you.
Dude, I just got it. I now know what Prometheus is.
Prometheus is a pipe.
Wait. Prometheus is that damn box that Jim Carrey puts on his head in Batman Forever.
Could be. It could be.
Can Prometheus schedule me a hand job? I mean, can Prometheus give me a hand job?
You're scheduling yourself a foot job right now. I guarantee you that.
Well, I told Prometheus I don't want any foot jobs from you.
What?
Oh Lord!
You see where these conversations I got to switch headphones, so I'm going to switch devices. I'll be right back in 2 minutes.
Yet again, LDG, you can't tell us even 5 things. You still can't even get off of one.
God, get off of it. I can think of more if I wanted to.
Mm-hmm. Have you let anybody in your house lately?
Oh God.
I honestly, I was curious. So I guess though, yeah, I can understand how it could make things more private and whatnot, but frankly, there's plenty of ways of doing that already.
More private, more accessible, more safe.
How?
More validated.
How's it
more everything?
Validated? What does it even mean?
Because people would. It's the whole thing about interconnecting people in this particular way is that you would have reviews would be more trusted on a public platform like that than what they are now.
How is that?
You would have
a Yelp for hookers.
A Yelp for anything. A Yelp for anything.
Well, they have
that includes anything. So not specifically for that.
Voodoo Lambs is Chris speaking.
But yeah, no, yeah. So Yelp and Rotten Tomatoes, all those websites that have, review based. Okay, they're all corrupt. They're all corrupt. They're bots. I mean, Prometheus would eliminate bots, so you don't even have to worry about bots.
I don't worry about bots now.
Well,
that's the problem. You don't worry about it now, but you are literally bombarded by bots all day long on Twitter, on social media, on email, you don't think they are, but they are. They are causing real issues because maybe you're not falling for it, but there are millions of people who are. I mean, NB Geek got banned off Twitter for arguing with a bot, for God's sakes. I mean,
that's not my problem.
I mean, you got people that are wasting their time and all they're doing is talking to bots.
Are we talking to a bot now?
Not my problem.
Are you a bot, LDG?
Yes, I'm a bot. This whole time I've been playing a joke on everyone. I am actually a bot. You guys don't even know what LDG looks like because everything that you've seen up until now has been AI generated.
Oh, so your bot is it bothersome?
Sorry, what did I miss? I'm going for a walk. Sorry, guys.
LDG thinks he's a bot.
Oh, he's still tripping on his. What is it, Prometheus?
Oh,
what is it? What is it? My foot up your ass, dude, Mr. Lundell? I swear to God.
You know if you ever try to put your foot up my ass, have you heard of a 44 Magnum?
Hey, it's 9mm pleasure.
9mm works better, dude.
Human flesh.
Trust me, my foot feels better than a 44 Magnum up your ass. Trust me.
See the batless?
Have you tried to put your foot up your own ass, LDG? Is that how you know it feel good? Oh, somebody beeped us?
No, I'm in the elevator.
Oh. I thought somebody.
I had to switch headphones because my little wireless ones just stopped working for some reason.
They have elevators in Alaska. Who knew?
Yes. Yeah, and the Otis Elevator Company is in a one-story building. Okay.
And you got an elevator?
Yeah, they're run by dog sled teams.
So go ahead.
Oh, by the way.
No, I'm going dog sledding. When am I going dog sledding? Tomorrow. Wait. Yeah, 31st.
Yes, don't forget to pay homage to Balto.
Sorry, what?
Don't forget to pay homage to Balto.
Hang on a second.
Balto?
Okay, I couldn't hear you for a second.
Balto, you know what Balto is?
Yeah.
No.
The story of Balto.
Oh, the dog.
Yeah.
Yeah, the
Balto,
Alaskan
he's
dog.
got a freaking.
Yeah, I've heard of Balto.
Yes.
Yeah. Disney movie. Yeah, I know. I heard of him.
Yeah.
Balto's the one that went and rescued
Excuse
a
me.
bunch of people, wasn't it?
No,
Yeah.
it was in
It's been a while since I've seen that movie.
He was the last lead dog to get some diphtheria serum through, and then they had to run it in by dog sled trains, and he was the last lead dog for the last sled. That's what made.
Yeah, and when he died, they stuffed him and put him
Weird.
in the Museum of History or something.
I don't know
Okay.
if he stuffed, but you know.
That's what we're going to do with
He's
Prometheus. We're
currently-
gonna stuff it and put it in a museum.
It's currently on display. Yeah.
I didn't know.
By the way, my camera did not go black.
Yep.
My camera did not go black. I'm just outside. Okay. Sorry about that.
Eli
you
who
guys
in Search of Prometheus.
Now, I wish you guys can see what I can see right now because it's a couple street lights out and it's black and dark out right now. Wow.
All right, so good news.
Wish the
I
sun
might
being
be
out right
getting
now.
my blue check mark soon. Twitter actually has been emailing me about my blue
Really?
check mark.
Have
Yeah,
you
they've been
finished?
asking me for they've been asking me for information and stuff and screenshots and stuff. So
It took 2 days
Like,
for me to get mine.
Bird guy.
2
Well,
days.
So
I tweeted Elon this morning, and then like within 20 minutes, I got an email.
So LGG, you'll be an
Not
official
from
blue
Elon.
check marked asshole.
Yes, finally.
Why did it take you so long? It took Bert a couple days. It took me too. Why did it take you so long?
One of the things they asked me for was because on Twitter, since LDG Twitter is the Twitter of Free the Net, when I was filling out my Twitter and it asked me for my location, I put worldwide.
Oh shit!
So
that's
that
why.
was one of the that was one of the things they asked me to clarify, and
Oh, smart ass, huh?
not a smart ass. It's Prometheus has to be Free the Net has to be a global movement. It can't be United States. Got to be everybody or nobody.
But Twitter's not Prometheus.
They were asking you where you were located. Damn it. Okay.
Yeah, and I told him.
Yeah.
That's
Hey,
being a smart ass.
Hey, LDG, I got a question for you. You're claiming it'll be worldwide, but how are you planning on getting past the censor nets in China?
Oh, China can't do a damn thing. Again, nobody can stop a free internet, man. It's as long as you do it right. What's China gonna do? Block every single Chinese person? I mean, all they can do is make it illegal to download the program.
Shit, that's it. I'm putting on something warmer. It's too cold right now. I'm putting on something warmer.
That's all they can do.
Fuck. I got halfway down the circle. I'm like, no, I'm putting on my sweater. It's a little too cold. I'm gonna go back upstairs.
Yeah, how come you don't broadcast anymore, LDG? I thought you were unstrikeable.
Because I've
Yeah.
been focusing on other things at the moment.
No, I think you stopped because you got struck.
I think he's no.
I didn't get struck.
Yeah.
I can prove that right now. I can give you a screenshot like now and show you that's not even the case.
It'll be photoshopped.
Never mind.
No, I can show you live on a screen share live. Photoshop. Didn't get struck. You kidding me?
We don't trust.
That's
I'm
what
the only
I thought.
YouTuber
That's
that
what I thought you got
doesn't get struck.
That's
No.
why I thought you don't broadcast every day anymore because you got struck.
Nope.
Yeah, he usually streams every single morning.
Who?
Yeah.
Nope. Got to focus on other shit if I'm gonna make this work. It's not gonna work by having a YouTube channel, so I got to do it a different way.
What's the different way?
I found real fast that most people on YouTube only virtue signal free speech, and in reality, they don't want it.
Oh,
They're
shit.
against
Well,
it.
see,
Oh, black
here's the
ice, black
problem.
ice.
Here's the problem. Every time LDG uses that term free speech, I don't think he knows what he's talking about.
Mr. Lundell, you don't think I don't know what anything I'm talking about, Mr. Lundell?
I do have that problem a lot of times. I really
You do.
But
You know, I mean, you're the closest thing to racist that has nothing to do with race against me. You are.
Ow!
That kind of hurt.
Fans
Ouch.
ask, Kapla, is there going to be a bed life later today? Yes, Moxley, I do plan to have a bed life at the normal time.
Oh, that's so cool.
It's at 4 p.m. Eastern. So with that, we are going to start winding it down. I thank you all guys for coming up. I appreciate it. I know we still got a good group here. And if somebody else wants to stream, I'll push everybody there. That'd be great. But I have to leave soon. So
thanks for having me. And LDG, you can stream right after Bird. Let's see it. Let's see a live stream. Damn it!
Oh God!
Don't believe you. Don't believe.
All right, no. Because wait, stop. Because most of the people watching right now are not even going to come over. So let me just clarify this right now while everybody's actually here. For the remaining people who care, I'm sharing screen.
Shit.
Right there. Okay, there it is. There's your
What are you
proof.
doing? Sorry, I can't see that.
Okay, here's your proof
What?
right here.
I can't see. I can't see
No
that
strike.
now. What is that?
I only got my warning.
Channel
Warning on
dashboard.
January 21.
No
Not
strike.
photoshoppable.
No community guideline strike.
What are you talking about? You can Photoshop anything you want.
This is live. I wouldn't be able to do what I'm doing right now if this was a
We
picture.
don't know if that's true. Prometheus didn't tell us that it was true.
He has you there, man.
Hello,
He's got you there.
Hello.
Hey, Yvette.
Hey, Yvette.
Hello. I know you're cleaning down. I just finished cooking dinner, so I thought I'd quickly bob on and say hello, everyone.
Hi, Yvette.
Hope everyone's having a good Christmas.
Hello.
Nice.
My, what tracks of land do you have?
Hey, Yvette.
Sorry.
Hey, sweetie.
No.
I sent you a DM, by the way.
What?
How's it going, Yvette?
I sent you a DM, by the way, honey.
Oh, did you? I've been
Yes,
cooking
honey.
dinner. I will look in a minute.
Alrighty.
I just said that. I'm glad to hear you're doing a bed life.
A bird life?
A bird life, bed life. Yeah, all right. I've been running around like a little
bird
headless
life.
chicken. So, yeah. Hey, and Elihu, hope you're enjoying Alaska.
It's fucking cold. I had to go back upstairs in my hotel room and get on something warmer.
It was going to be.
I thought
His bitch is
I forgot-
negative 3 degrees.
Hey, I forgot my sweater, okay? I forgot my sweater, man.
The North Pole, and you're bitching about it being cold. Okay.
No. I forgot my sweater, okay? That's what I was. That's what I did. I forgot my sweater.
Did you bring a dog with you, Eli? Because that looked like a dog sweater. It was so small.
Ha ha Hang
Elihu,
on.
is there anything you'd like to say? Do you have anything going on? Any future streams? Anything you want to say?
Yes, weather permitting. Hopefully it's not cold. My computer won't freeze out on me. There's a high prediction of the Aurora Borealis tonight. Well, this afternoon around 3 o'clock. Hopefully I can be able to stream that.
Very cool.
Sorry,
Very cool.
not 3 o'clock. 4 o'clock.
It's like 3 degrees.
4 o'clock local time in Alaska.
Yeah, when it's
Hey.
dark out. Hang on a second.
Elihu.
Wait, 1 second. 1 second.
So that's probably 9-10 o'clock Eastern.
All right, Bird. I got to make a phone call. Thanks for the stream, buddy. And I'll
Take
catch
care,
you later. Later, everybody.
Okay, what's up? Sorry, I had to put on my sweater.
You do realize that you're in the middle of the heat wave right now.
Yes, I know. It warmed up. I was talking to the cop outside earlier.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. When you said you were going there, I'm like, I don't think he realizes what he's doing. I spent 2 months in the Siberian Peninsula over in Russia, and that's about the same thing but worse because there's like nothing to block wind. Yeah, you just don't understand. I mean, you're going during at least the nice part right now because like it's bad. Have fun though.
Yeah, I'm
Chris,
trying
anything you
to.
want to say before you get going?
I gotta run, guys. But hey, thank
Okay.
you for having me on.
Later.
Get a couple more coats to put on.
No, I should be warming up now. The only thing I was missing was my sweater. I'm like, yeah, a little cold. I need my sweater.
All right, guys. I'll talk to you later. Bird,
Hey,
thanks for having me on.
Take care.
Hey, Elihu, why
Later,
did you
Chris.
go in winter instead of summer?
He
Cheaper.
wants to see the Northern Lights. Mr. Lundell, anything you'd like to say before we get going?
Oh, this is always fun. Don't forget tomorrow, 3 p.m. Central Time, Cinema Saturday. A great classic movie. Watch party will be Fantastic Voyage.
Fantastic
Ooh, good
Voyage.
movie.
Yeah.
Very cool.
And if people
Good movie.
convince me, I might do a Friday cinema after Bird, if if I'm convinced. If
Today
not,
or in general?
hey, after your stream today,
Gotcha. After this stream or Bed Life?
after Dead Life.
Okay. Cool. Gorilla, anything you'd like to say before we go?
Well, I'm not streaming tomorrow night because I got I think I'm not sure what's going on with the family tomorrow, but Sunday we are starting our dystopian month there. Oh, I can't even. Hey, Elihu, can you mute yourself for a second? You're breathing really heavy.
I got it.
All right. I was trying hard to concentrate when all I was up here is through it. But
Complaining about heavy breathing.
Oh, I'll probably do it too. But anyhow, we're starting our dystopian month for Cinema Sundays. We're starting with Brave New World. Then also, I got drunk one night. Apparently, there's a video out promising I'd sing Barbie Girl if I reached 275 by the time the ball dropped on New Year's Eve. And I'm at like 308 now. So tonight, I'll be singing Barbie Girl. If enough people come and want to sing, I'll do a karaoke stream.
Very cool. Congratulations, by the way.
Hey,
Yeah, well done.
you can get drunk like me and do the YMCA in front of the YMCA.
No, that doesn't hurt the pride.
Oh.
The whole point of the Barbie Girl thing is because it hurts your pride.
Well, this is not the Macarena.
Yvette, anything you'd like to say?
No.
You weren't here long.
No, I just wanted to talk. I haven't been on the stream in a while. I want to say hey to everyone. And I'll be in the underground. That's been all.
Hi.
And last but not least, Gaff After Dark. Anything you'd like to say before?
Yes, I am Prometheus. Free the net.
No, I guess it's over. I guess he did it.
That's all I want to say.
Thank you guys all for coming. Elihu, have fun. Be safe in Alaska. Everyone else, enjoy your New Year's Eve. Hopefully, I'll see you guys later at Bed Life at 4 p.m. Eastern. I need to start getting ready and doing stuff. And thank you all for hanging out with me this morning.
This was fun. Thanks, Bird.
I hope you guys enjoyed
Yeah,
it.
this was fun, man.
Cool. Okay, guys. All Bird and panel out.